You can't keep climbing up here. Either one of you. Can't keep doing it. I woke up this morning. Well, I say I woke up. I hit my snooze button about 4 times this morning. I fell back into a kind of sleep. I was kind of awake, but I was having a bit of a toothache, and it was causing my head to hurt too. So I was asleep enough to have some dreams. And the dream I had right before I woke up, you know how like stopwatches have the minute, seconds, and then milliseconds? I saw a little millisecond clock counting down, and when it reached 0, my snooze went off. I mean, my alarm for my snooze button went off again. I thought that was interesting. The cats have pretty much decided that they are inside cats now. Got all 3 of them in here. They refuse to leave. I brought these plants inside since they've been doing so well for almost a week outside. I'm gonna put them in here with the guppies. The water's a little darker right now because I put some leaves in there to release tannins. I think that's what it's called. I got some maple leaves I put in there. It makes the water look yucky, but it's actually good for the fish. And we've got 2 males and 1 young female, so we're hoping that we didn't buy these. These are just what's left over from the fish we had last year, or the year before. I think we bought them like 3 years ago, and these are just, you know, babies of babies of babies. So we're hoping they'll repopulate the tank. I've got that floating kind of place for babies to hide, and then there's another patch of it there in the back for them to hide, and lots of moss balls, and I'm going to put those plants in there. Hopefully we can get our tank populated again. Excuse me, miss. Miss. Nobody said you could lay on my jacket. Little girl. You're laying on Mama's jacket. I'm gonna make her all itchy and sneezy. I don't know if I think I've told you guys her name before. This is Cleo. Hi, Miss Cleo. And this is Sammy, the one that just showed up at our house a month or so ago. He's such a loving boy. And where's Sophie? Say cheese. There's little Miss Sophie. Hi. You're so pretty. Gosh, they're so soft. I always wanted a long-haired cat. And now I've got 2. Such a pretty girl. Oh, I'm sorry, I stuck my finger in your ear. I just spent like the last 3 hours watching a new YouTube channel and all these different methods of gardening that are like no dig, no watering. One is called Ruth something method, which is basically just layering spoiled hay on top of the ground and adding layers and just planting into the hay. I'm really excited about that. I actually just put an ad on Craigslist asking if anybody in the area had any hay that I could use. So maybe I'll get some free hay. We'll see. So today, since I'm not doing my Mercari sales, I haven't been doing them for a couple of months. I've put a halt on all that for a while. I have all these extra cardboard boxes laying around taking up space, and I'm really wanting to start getting a little more organized, not just in here, but in that giant mess over there as well. But since I have all these boxes here, and I also have some here, I'm going to take apart all these cardboard boxes, and I'm going to go lay them out in my backyard. It's raining today, so they'll get nice and wet, which will start the process of them breaking down. And then I did find on Craigslist this tree trimming company that will deliver wood chips for free to your house. And I emailed them and asked them for a delivery, and whenever they're in this area, they'll bring a delivery of wood chips, which I can use as a mulch. Learning about the Back to Eden method of gardening, so I'm going to try that when I get those wood chips. So having the layer of cardboard down is going to help. It'll put a barrier down for the weeds. Eventually it'll break down and help with the composting and things like that. So that's what I'm going to sit down and do right now. All right, I got all those boxes taken apart. I pulled off all the tape and any of the stuff that's like not biodegradable or may not be biodegradable. And I also had a bunch of extra packing paper in there that I could use as well. So now I'm going to go outside and I'm going to lay this out in the yard. Did all this while watching my new favy YouTubers, Roots and Refuge Farm. This is a Q&A they were doing. Yeah, let's go outside and lay this out. True to their nature, the cats think I made this just for them. As soon as I started laying it down, they were sitting on top of it. But I think that worked out perfectly. Nice little rectangle, very easy. I am, however, a little worried that Eric's going to come home and kill me. He's going to think I've lost my mind, that I'm ruining the yard. He's not going to like it. I can tell you that right now. But what he doesn't understand is that I've been spending hours and hours and weeks learning about this stuff. And I'm preparing now for the garden that we want to have next year. And that's what you're supposed to be doing in the fall. That's what you're supposed to be preparing. So, Bada, just let me do what I'm doing. I'm not sure, but I think this is potato sprouting in my compost. And I checked on this, and that is onion. So I'm going to try to transplant that. And I may even try to transplant these. Cabbage is looking a lot better since the rain. The leaves feel not as thin. They feel healthier. So I'm happy about that. So I found this broken cooler on garbage day, and I brought it home, and this has just been sitting outside. I never cleaned it or anything, and I decided that I might try to make some sort of worm farm in here to create compost for me. I need to learn a little bit more about this. I've only watched one video on it, but I went ahead and put some soil in here and some decomposing leaf material, and there were some worms in the soil that I put in here. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to turn this into something. Sammy, you're not the star of the show. Well, maybe you are. Last project of the day is to get these plants into the tank. Alright, that's what I did with the plants. I put the tall one back there, put the medium ones on the side of the log, and then the little short bushy ones right there. And I guess we'll see with time whether they do good in this tank or not. But I like it. I think it looks nice. I already got some nice roots on my sweet potato cuttings. I think I'm going to use this. This is all that packing paper. I just uncrumpled it and rolled it together. I think I'm going to use this to line the beds inside the fence that we had from last year. But I'll do that another day. I got to go pick up Gage.